Following is a production of Locked Up Sports.
Everybody, this is Don LaGreca from the Michael K. Show. When it comes to talking sports, Bob Walters and Brett Grasso are the authority.
Can't wait.
When it comes to talking sports, they're the authority. It's Bob Walters and Brett Grasso with Locked Up Sports, and it starts now.
Bring them out, bring them out, hey. Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, hey. Bring them out.
Here we go. Bob Walters, Brett Grasso from the Brian Gunzel Studios. This is Locked Up Sports. The Giants lay an egg in week one. The Mets win streak snapped. And we go around the league for everything NFL. Brett, football is back. Welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Disaster.
You know, total disaster. Really, I mean, what was a really good week all around. You know, the Mets are flying high.
Not for the Yankees, though. Not for the Yankees. Yankees had some rough losses.
Good week all around just means the Mets are flying high.
Yeah,
I mean, bottom line
good
is
week,
it's September and the Mets are winning. It's a good week. It's a good week. I mean,
but
I'm a Jets fan, so I got hope still. But that Daniel Jones catastrophe today.
Catastrophe.
You know,
it's a disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
You can't. How long do you let him? You can't let him play like this much longer, right? But you gave him.
You know
all
how they
this
have
money.
the miracle in the Meadowlands. This was the meh in the Meadowlands.
And they gave the new offensive line. We got a good offensive line. We fixed it. 5 sacks. Daniel Jones.
Oh no, it didn't look good.
Like it was bad penalties.
In his defense.
Penalties.
Yes, holding penalties. In his defense, he did not have time in the pocket all day. And after the game, neighbors actually came out and said, Jones said he's trying to get the ball to me, but when he did the week one perfect rookie, but he didn't have time, and I totally understand. How many weeks do you think that holds up for neighbors?
Well, how long are they going to stand for Giants fans walking out of the building mid-third quarter? That's what's going to get people fired.
It was that pick. In the end zone.
Pick six was, and listen,
the Giants
six
was emptied that place out.
As close as they could have been, right? Like they weren't close. It was 21-6, but they just got a stop around midfield. They got the ball back. Jones has it. First play, he throws it to the defensive lineman that hurt him last year. Actually, he was on Miami. He throws it right into his arms, and the game's over right there.
No, the game. No.
Game was over. A little bit of momentum.
Game was over long before the game. There was no point that anybody in that stadium thought the Giants were winning that football game from the beginning. Well, I'm sorry. I had hope. They were part of a round robin. I had the Giants +3 or whatever it was, and I was like, I don't know why. I have this feeling like Daniel Jones was going to come out and zip the ball around. And let me tell you, he didn't hold back. It's not like the Giants didn't throw the ball.
22 of 42.
Singletary only had 10. Yeah, 42.
186
42
yards.
attempts. 42 attempts and only 186 yards.
No
2
touchdowns,
interceptions.
2 picks.
One of the worst ones I've ever seen. Singletary only gets 10 carries for 37 yards.
And what happened? What did we watch? And we had to sit there and watch Saquon go for 3 touchdowns and have a big game with the Eagles just 2 nights ago.
Yeah, it's really. Oh no! See, that was insane. That was crazy. And I've watched other people be like, "Oh yeah, he's going to get hurt. Just go watch," and all the other stuff. I go, right there, that 3 touchdown performance,
better
just
than anything the Giants
right to an FU right to the Giants too. And the whole thing is,
it's a mess. It's a mess. And then
it's not good, man.
The defense was no good. Sam Darnold was tearing the secondary to shreds the whole first half.
Oh, well, we knew that was the Giants' big weakness. I'm not worried about what we knew. I'm sorry, Sam Darnold or not, you have Justin Jefferson over there, and we knew that the Giants' secondary was it's probably the worst secondary in all of football. There's parts of your team that you expected to be okay, including the offensive line.
Yeah, terrible.
And so
terrible.
The failures we expect because they were supposed to be the weak points, but your offense was supposed to not be anemic like it was last year. I'm sorry, incompetent coaching. 2 quarterback draws in a row?
Well, because he's the running quarterback. He can't throw the ball, right? He Those are the other teams.
But he can throw the ball. He's not a great quarterback. I'm sorry, but
he's not. No, he's not. He's not a good quarterback. He's terrible. He's terrible, Brad. He's terrible.
But he's have to make a game plan that works for a guy like him, and I don't even know what that is.
How do you make a game plan that works when the first possession, your defense turns the ball over, gets a fumble, you get a fumble on the inside the red zone, and you can't stick it in the end zone? They can't put the ball in the end zone. They don't score touchdowns. The Giants don't score touchdowns ever.
Not much is going to change. No development will happen from someone like Neighbors. The defense is just going to get laid on all year, just like the Jets did last year in the same circumstance. And let me tell you, someone like Brian Dable I don't know how they're not on the hot seat. And I don't think they are.
This is it. No. The general manager and the coach are on the hot seat.
This year is known is not. Everybody can joke all they want that this is a year where we're evaluating Daniel Jones.
No,
this
is year 7, bro. We expect him to come out in year 7.
It's over. No. It's not that. But even for Dable, you should have gotten rid of him the year before.
No, the year before he went to the playoffs.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying last year, in the offseason, if you were going to. I believe that next year, you know who goes out, that's what's going to happen, though. They're not going to blame Dable. Next year is we blame Jones. Jones is out. Dable gets his new quarterback. That's 3 more years of Dable.
Brett,
do you think you have a better...
Brett, it's week 1, we're talking about next year already. It's week 1.
But there was never... You guys never had a chance this year.
No, I know.
Been a Jets... You guys don't understand. You guys have played in mediocrity. You're closer to the Yankees than you are to the Mets in terms of you always put out a product that's probably got a shot to hover around the playoffs. Where the Jets were constant... awful, you don't
the
make it.
Aren't hovering around the playoffs. The Giants are going to have 6
not
wins.
Now. No, not now. No, not now. I'm saying in your history, it's always been that way. You guys don't understand. You guys had no chance from the beginning. You needed to totally reset. This is just waiting Daniel Jones out.
The Giants are a mediocre franchise, but they have 4 Super Bowls.
No, I'm saying the opposite. I said they have been hovering around the playoffs forever. They're like the Yankees.
Yes.
The Mets are never there. They're always in it. The Giants are always in it. This year they're not. That's how football goes. Football teams can never sustain long term. There's always going to be a downside. And if you don't do that, you never get the positive end. If you try and just build something in between, you have to go to bad at some point in the NFL.
But to come into this season with Daniel Jones as your quarterback, you don't stay like you said, you don't stand a chance.
How long does this go on for?
Listen, I think he's going to play a couple weeks. Dable's going to have a job they're going to have a job through the year because you know what? There's nothing you can do. You can't fix it. No. Well, no, I think what it is
what do you do? Eventually, you got to do something.
Brett, when you miss on a quarterback, I said this last week, when you miss on a quarterback, it sets your franchise back 10 years, right? They missed on the quarterback twice because they drafted this guy and then they signed him for another 5 years. Now, obviously, he's not going to make the 5 years, but they missed on 2 quarterbacks here.
But what they're doing this year is they're setting their whole franchise back another year this year, and that's a mistake on top of a mistake.
Set it back 5 years,
that's a mistake. No, they already did that. This is the compounded year. We knew he was bad last year. Now it's a mistake on top of a mistake. They should have already been in rebuilding. They should have given Dable a shot to be a rebuilding coach.
They tried.
Give him some type of quarterback. No, you're right. You are right. They tried right there. But at that point, when they didn't get that quarterback, they knew this was just we're sticking Daniel Jones in there. We're not making the playoffs. So, how can you blame Dable for that?
Well, listen, because he's the head coach. He's going to end up having to go. Now, listen, it's week
I blame him if he leaves him in.
It's week 1.
I blame him if he leaves him in. If he takes him out and tries to do something better, then you go down with it. You don't go down with Daniel Jones. You do not go down with Daniel Jones. You get him out of there in a week or 2 weeks if it goes bad, because you're going to be out as coach. He has a chance to stay. Dable's a good coach. If he goes out, puts in somebody else, I don't know who that. I don't know if it's Tommy Cutlets.
You can't get a quarterback.
You can't get a quarterback. You're not getting one. You're not getting.
And they got rid of our good backup. You got our good backup. The Jets have the good backup.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it may. Yeah, I know. It was.
And then after the game, and then if it wasn't bad enough, because the crowd was leaving, because that's what's going to get people fired is when people start leaving mid-third quarter on opening day, and it's only going to get worse. They asked Dexter Lawrence, "What do you think about the boos on the offense?" He's a defensive player, but what do you think about the boos? And this is what he had to say.
I don't respect it, honestly. I get it. They want to see their team win. It's just a rough patch. It just is what it is.
You don't respect it? You don't respect it? Come on. Give me a break.
Doesn't like
just a rough
they don't
patch?
like it. He don't like it.
No, he
Okay,
doesn't respect it. That's not good. No, yeah, you can't say that though. Daniel Jones gave the answer like, "Oh, we got to be better. I got to be better. We got to give them something to cheer for." What do you want them to do, Brett? People have spent. They still sell PSLs. I know a kid that I work with who just bought Giant season tickets this year, and he had to pay an $8,000 PSL.
You know what I don't respect? I don't respect bringing out all the all-time pros, putting on the original uniform, and just putting on the original old school uniforms, and then just laying a dump on the field.
Oh, and
the
uniforms are terrible.
That I don't respect. No, but the performance on top of the uniforms, on top of the day, it's on top of Sam Darnold coming into the Meadowlands, the only place that he just is awful. Like it's the whole thing was just a mess.
Sam Darnold,
I'm sorry.
I told you, Sam Darnold. Watch out for
No,
Sam
but
Darnold.
you had every single Giants all-time pro watching in attendance. The Mara family brings them out. You put on sweaters. You don't even put on jerseys today.
Oh,
you put on freaking sweaters.
It's not good for anybody there because they did the same
They
thing
should
last year.
take Malik jersey, that jersey that they unretired. Just take it and bury it again with the guy. Take the one out. Give it back because that was just.
He was the head of. He's the guy who suggested the Giants wear sneakers in the Ice Bowl, the sneakers game.
See,
and who you remember? Gonzo used to always speak about the sneakers game.
That's funny.
That's the guy whose number they unretired. He was the guy who suggested the Giants wear sneakers in the Ice Bowl, and they called it the sneakers game.
Cursed. You guys are cursed. This is it. Totally. You guys don't even know what you did.
And then they unretired his number to give it to some rookie LSU.
I don't even know how many years that is, but you undeaded a jersey.
Here, ready? Here's another one. It was the very
it's
first
the number one.
No. It was the very first number retired in the NFL by any NFL team.
I think that's the equivalent when you do that. That's like unretiring every jersey when you do the original one. Like that's the jersey where every retired jersey came from.
Yeah, it's the first one.
So that might have unleashed a Pandora's box.
You might as well go dig the guy up in the ground and throw him in somewhere.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to do you guys are going to have to do something like
Neighbors has done nothing in this league. I'm not saying he's not going to be good, but he came right out of LSU and he's like, "You think I could get one?" And they were like, "I don't know."
No, next week he's going to light it up with Jones. Him and Jones are going to light it up. That jersey's going to be like number one.
This is a learning year for Jones.
Number one.
Year 7 is where it's at.
Proven.
Now, the day started off with a weird thing in Miami. You had Tyreek Hill face down on the ground for a traffic violation, right? We talk about, black people getting treated differently. It was a traffic violation by a very famous person. And the cops had him face down on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what happened during that encounter. So he was speeding.
Is that what it was? But what is he speeding up to the gate?
He was speeding up to the gate in whatever way, I don't know, somewhere around there. Now, whatever ensues in between, I believe he may have mouthed off, is what you imagine. That's what the word, that. Right. But think about this. Who says you're not allowed? I don't think it's right. Okay, ready? Let's start
you have to say whatever you want.
I don't think it's right, but you can say whatever you want.
You can say whatever you want. We all seen those First Amendment auditors, right?
Oh no,
you can say whatever you want.
Like I said, I start this with I don't think it's right. If there was a law that says you can't, and some states and towns may even have some that are pretty close to laws that are like that, where if you say disrespect to don't obey a command, don't obey a command, it
violates the First Amendment.
No, but it's something similar. No, you're right. But when it comes to just saying it, now again, it's actions. Like, what did you do? We have no idea what he did, but something between getting pulled over for speeding, them knowing it's Tyreek Hill, like definitely knew it was Tyreek Hill.
Right outside the stadium.
He ended up cuffed, faced on the ground, and for whatever until like Dolphin security came out. You can see the video on our Twitter page. It's a good video, right of the whole thing.
Oh, that's.
I'm telling you, no, Dolphin security. They talked him out of it. He was probably going in the back of the car and getting out of there if they didn't talk him out. He ended up being cited for reckless driving, and went on to score a touchdown and a big comeback win for Miami.
Yeah. And
they had an awful start to that game. They looked horrific.
They hit the field goal with the buzzer.
Absolutely, he should have got another speeding ticket for him running down the sideline for that touchdown because it was
but
really
Brett,
it was seriously.
Like you've gotten pulled over a couple times speeding. I'm sure. When was the last time? Like how long has it been since when you got pulled over for speeding? The last time you got pulled over for speeding and you were face down on the pavement, we cuffed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean,
yeah,
I won't
they
relate
can't
it
do
to
it if he
now
says
because now
anything.
me and you get pulled over and we're like, hey, check out my my badge and like we're good.
Here you go.
But that
On
and
my way
that's
to work.
whatever. Yeah, I mean, for just simple stuff. But when me and you and as kids at 17 and 18, we had a pretty large number of encounters, with the cops when it came to we would
But
spend
I
all
also
of our
realize now
nights
that they violated
hanging
our
down
rights a
playing.
lot. We had our rights.
That's
we
what
had
I'm.
Fourth
That's what I'm
Amendment
saying.
rights violated
That's what I'm
a lot.
saying. No, all of that stuff occurred. So like, people say like that didn't happen. Like at the same time, at the end of those nights of them, like we'd be playing basketball or having beers down by
And
the
they told them
park
they wanna
or
search our cars.
whatever it was, or like our friends would be smoking a joint or whatever it was. And they would come up and they'd be like, and so they would harass us to the point of like where it was
searching
totally
your
not
car,
right
you're
what they
going
were
to jail.
doing.
Just with searching
All
your
of
car,
it.
you're going to jail.
So many things. And even when we weren't doing anything wrong. And that's the thing, was no matter what, it didn't matter what was happening. But at the same time,
Yeah, but we were always doing something. There was something.
but at the end of 99.999% of those encounters,
We
which
went home.
say there was 100, nothing happened. And encounters that many times could have ended
I got
up
taken
in
home once.
something.
Remember, I got taken home.
Yeah. We've had a couple people who ended up in a little bit of stuff, but outside of tickets and doing whatever,
No,
like nobody ever gave anybody in anything. Like even if it didn't matter what it was, a friend didn't end up with a DWI. Like people didn't end up with, we found a little bit of pot. They weren't going to ring you up for a drug charge. Like
we weren't.
And
And he
now
didn't
you
have
look
drugs on him. Today he's face down
no,
on the
but
ground.
like, so we do understand it, but at the same time, the outcomes aren't usually the same. Like if his team didn't show up and the security didn't come out and the other people who were there and they didn't talk to him, he was going to jail. Probably, I'd say you're going to jail, right?
Yeah, probably they would have got him
And
for
it's
something. I mean, technically,
No,
you
but
can
he was
go to
getting
jail
them
for any of that stuff.
right. But I would like to see Tyreek's side of the story. We heard it from Drew Rosenhaus's side, which I don't his agent. So
I hope
don't-
he comes out and he's
was-
like, I called them this and I told them off this way, and then they put me in cuffs.
they have
which
him
will look
actually
real bad to the
quoting.
cops.
They actually have him quoted, and I heard no other quotes. The only quote I heard was, "In the future, I'm going to become a cop," is what Tyreek Hill said. I want to
can't
be
wait
a
to hear the
cop
rest of it.
in the future, and
I can't
that's
wait to hear the rest of it.
I don't know if that's true because I do not trust just scrolling through Twitter as whatever it
But
was.
now there was
it seemed like an odd thing to make up.
There was some comebacks. You had first of all, you had the Steelers win with 6 field goals. They beat the Falcons 18-10. The Bills who were down, 17-3, I think. They came back
And that was
and they
with
beat
that was
the
with
Cardinals.
Justin Fields. Well, we'll start back with that was Justin Fields. Russell Wilson's out. That puts Fields in his QB1.
What happened with Wilson?
Now what does
I
that
didn't see
do?
it.
What happened? He's had a nagging calf injury since the beginning of camp, which gave Fields a bunch of playing time, including the games in preseason. And Fields didn't really go win it at that point. It was pretty close. And now his calf is still acting up for Wilson. So now Fields is in. Fields gets the win. Doesn't look impressive.
Yeah,
It's okay.
No, they kicked 6 field goals.
No,
They won
right. Wasn't
18-10.
wasn't like didn't go engineer the offense to go scoring drives. And so now where do you go from here? Is the calf goes and gets back better next week, and where do you go? Do you go into Wilson or you go with the guy who just won you a football game?
Yeah, no, you go you go with Wilson. I think you go with Wilson because he didn't do anything real special today. They couldn't stick it in the end zone. I was actually watching the end of cause that's why I was watching the Bills Cardinals, and the Bills are up after a big comeback. Bills come back, they take the lead. They're up 34-28. Cardinals have the ball. They're driving. They're right around midfield. Kyler Murray has a guy, literally nobody else within 20 yards of him, running wide open, and he doesn't even see him. How do you not see it? That's game over touchdown. You kick the extra point for the win.
He played I was going to say he played pretty well all game. He played really well in the first half, and they didn't do much in the second half. But I needed, as a Jets fan, I really wanted. I was like, wow, the Bills are about to lose. I was like, the Dolphins are going to lose week 1.
Yeah,
I was like, the Patriots and the way they win, right?
That's why it's the witching.
And now I look back. I thought we were going into, if the Jets win, they're going to be 1-0 and everybody 0-1. And I look back and they all won. Patriots out of their shoes today.
Listen, but that's why it's
Give
week
me a
1.
break.
Listen, obviously, the Bengals
No,
are
you
better
don't
than the
know.
Patriots.
Sometimes good teams just come out of nowhere. There's always one team who's like sneaky in the middle of the pack.
It would be
that
so
was
bad
not
if it was the
expected.
Patriots.
No, I don't think it's. I don't think it's the Patriots. But I mean, I'd like them to play good when they play the Bills and the Dolphins.
And what about Caleb Williams? Down 17-0, comes back for the
missed.
Bears. And they
He
win
missed a ton of throws.
24-17.
He missed a
24
ton of wide open. He missed a ton of wide open receivers today.
Yeah, no,
I
he
saw a
didn't play
decent
well.
amount of his. Not terrible, like a good enough to win. Didn't give the game up. But he made a few times where he thinks he can drop back and go swirl around, and things are going to go fine. And
These
down
guys
for
are
like
faster than they are
30-yard
in
losses.
college.
Right. A couple wide open guys that he should have had, but pressure in your face, that's not the same. And so you're more worried. Like, you're just more worried in general. You don't even know what to expect. That's what you're worried about, is you haven't even been hit enough to know what you're worried about yet in the NFL. And so those throws were under a little bit more pressure. And, he's the biggest hyped up, draft prospect they're saying ever in NFL history. So it's really hard to live up to those expectations, but he got to win in his first week.
Now, the other big guy, Bo Nix, playing for Denver, he's trailing right now, 26-13, but he's having 23 of 38.
Two
picks, no touchdowns. He's been all right.
No, I think I don't expect he's not a guy where you're like, oh my God, he's going to go, win it today, but I think he's a good guy. I think he's going to be a great pickup. I like him.
With Caleb Williams
another one,
he's cocky. He's a jerk.
Yeah.
With Caleb Williams.
But another young quarterback, second year, only got to play a handful of games last year. Looked great today. Also missed a few throws. Anthony Richardson for the Indianapolis Colts. Just the kid all around, tough nose, ran in a touchdown, bashing through a guy at the goal line when he was trying to come back at the end. Threw a couple absolute bombs. And I'm talking under pressure, 60-yard in the air bomb for a touchdown. I'm telling you, if he can get it together with some accuracy and some more pocket presence, he's going to be a freaking beast. Anthony Richardson. Holy cow.
Listen, they almost won the
Injury
game.
shortened season last year.
But the Colts
he was doing this last year. He was doing this last year and got injured and was out for the year. So this isn't some anomaly. I'm telling you, the Colts will. And as he goes, they go. As he go, they go, because they have a good team in some other aspects.
And on his return to the NFL, Jim Harbaugh, 22-10 over the Raiders in L.A. There's, I think, one game left right now. Denver just scored. Bo Nix just ran one in for about 10 yards.
I'm watching that.
It's now 26. It's going to be 26-20 if they hit the extra point.
Like I said, Bo
2
Nix.
minutes left.
It was just Bo Nix.
Now, we might have to see it. What do you think?
Great name.
Kickoff?
Great name. Like, that's an Elway type of name.
Bo Nix. Oh, yeah, Bo Nix. He was going to do something.
You're legend status.
He was going to do something. Now, we'll get to the Jets tomorrow night, but Brett, the Mets, a big loss today. Severino pitched excellent, gave him 7 innings, pitched as well as he could. They had a 1-0 lead. They haven't really been scoring as much. They gave up 2 in the ninth.
They didn't even have a hit yesterday until like the 6th or whatever it was, and the offense finally exploded.
4 or 5 hits today.
They had nothing going on today. No, the offense is a little bit of a worry. We have McNeil out now, which normally we would have said whatever, who cares, except for the fact that he just started acting like McNeil again in the second half. And to have him fill in. So I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal, but today was a rough day. We had a great 9-game winning streak. This team's the pitching is just lights out. The bats seem to be coming together all at the right time, like in the innings, and they're taking advantages of, errors made by the other team and bad decisions. And as soon as we get to the bullpen, oh my God, we've just been absolutely crushing bullpens.
You know when I knew it was going to be a good
Eating
when I
bullpens
felt really
alive.
good? Yesterday when Ottavino comes in and gets a huge strikeout, blows the ball by the guy. And I was like, oh my God, Adam Ottavino's in here killing it. This is going to be, they might never lose again. But they lose today. They lose a game too. They're now tied with the Braves. The Braves came back and won in extra innings.
When the Mets are winning, it's so weird because we needed, you needed Diaz today. And we're up we're in a 4-run game. We're in a 4-run game yesterday. We pitched him in a 4-run game yesterday. We're 4-0. We pitched the game, and now all of a sudden we don't have Diaz for the getaway day.
I agree completely. Where was Diaz? You got it. You can't put in, and I get it. Matone's been better. Matone's been good. But
and that's what it is. You start just seeing it and going, oh no, he's good. You keep going. Guys, there's nobody's Mariano Rivera. If you put a guy out there 10 times, and he's going to fail 2 of those times. And guess what? We just won 9 in a row. So eventually this stuff is going to happen. I just really thought we were going to pull this one off today. We just pull this one out today.
I was starting to look at the
really...
Phillies. I was like, man, can we catch the Phillies?
No, I know, which is not good. You wanna just stick with what's right in front of you. For us, it's different. We can think about whatever we want. It's really what they think about. But to look at, the Braves end up. You have to realize the Braves were losing in the bottom of the ninth or the top of the ninth.
Came back and won it.
They came back and won that game, and then even had it bases loaded in the 10th, and then they didn't get that, and it's just sickening. With a guy on second, you don't score.
Here's what it's going to come down to: September 24th, 25th, and 26th. The Mets play in Atlanta, and the Yankees play the Baltimore. Same 3 series, 3 days, same 3 days. The Yankees, they're going to be in the playoffs, but that division is going to be decided there, and the Mets are going to be decided whether they make the playoffs.
And the Mets have 6 versus the Phillies, 3
7.
in Philly and 3 here.
No,
7,
3 in Philly, 4 here.
So they have 7 there, and then 3 versus the Braves. But you want Philly
to wrap it up. You want Philly to be way ahead. So
listen to this. We have 19 games left. We have 10 versus the Phillies and Braves.
Yeah.
Of which, how many is the 4-game series away with the Phillies?
No, 3 games on the road during this road trip. They go.
So 6 road games.
3 road games in Philly. Yeah, 6 road games. 3 of them in Philly. Where do they go now? They play. They go to Toronto. So 3 in Toronto.
Who just beat up on the Braves.
Yeah, 3 in Toronto.
And we're playing
3 in Philly.
We're playing some tough pitching.
Then home to the Nationals. 3 and 4 for the Phillies.
Yes,
that's what
we're going to be at those Phillies games.
Yeah, the Phillies games we're going to go to. I didn't go this week.
I know. I was kind of pushing it off. I'm looking at I was like, we go to Atlanta.
Yeah, no.
We going to Philly?
I'm thinking about.
You want to go to Philly this weekend? You want to go to Philly this weekend?
Yeah,
Saturday, the whole family.
I'm thinking.
I will put the family in the car, and I will take us to Philly.
I'm thinking about if there's a 1-game playoff, or if they make this, because they're going to be playing probably in the 1 game, right? The elimination game, playoff game, that extra round they added. It's a single game. I'm thinking. No, it's not right. It's 2 and 3, right?
The Diamondbacks are going to collapse.
They don't do the single game anymore.
Oh, but you're no, it's not single game.
It's 2 out of. It's a 3-game series all in one.
It's a single game if we go to a tie.
Yeah,
there might be a tie.
If it's a single game, I think I'm going to go. I think wherever it is.
But don't forget that. So we have the tie. All right, so here's the other end of this. The Diamondbacks and the Padres are both going to shit.
Yeah, but they played so well. They didn't lose for 2 months.
No, right, which is great. But they play each other the last 3 games of the year.
Okay, but that means
which is a huge which is great. We're going to have two of those 3 teams that we're looking at now. We're not battling just the Braves anymore. We're now in a battle with the Diamondbacks and the Braves. We could be a battle with the Padres also if things, keep going. We're not far off. You have to realize we're right here. We're a game in either direction right now of 1, 2, or 3. 2 games, 1 game, out of the playoffs. It's like Jerry Seinfeld in that race. First place, second place,
but
dead last.
Don't you think the Mets need to be able to lose 2 out of 3 to the Braves in the series and still have a lead? That's what I think. I think they need to come in that series where it's okay if they lose 2 out of 3.
You know what gets us, Bob? If that happens, you know what happens, right? We tie the Braves, we're out. If we win that series, we have the tiebreaker versus the Braves. We're in.
Okay, so then you need a 2-game lead. You need
2 out
to be
of 3
able
versus
to
the
lose
Braves.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 versus the Braves is the most important thing that will ever happen to this Mets season all year. Not for the wins and losses. For if they end up tied with the Braves, they will be out of the playoffs if they have the same record as the Braves if they lose 2 out of 3.
Yes, but
that's a mess.
That's what I'm saying.
We have the tiebreaker versus the Diamondbacks and the Padres.
They could get themselves. They could be 6 games up on the Braves, right? If they just keep with they need to be in a situation where they can lose 2 out of 3 and still be okay. And however they have to be there, whatever they have to get to that spot, they have to be able to lose 2 out of 3 and still be in the lead.
I think that's how we're in. I think I think we're looking at exactly what it's going to be like every game for the next 19 games. I think it's going to be Mets up 1, Mets down 1, and Mets and Braves even. And I think we're going to also watch the Diamondbacks and Padres come back to the Mets and Braves. And all 4 teams going into the last 3 games are going to be right at the same wins and losses within a game. They're all going to be within 1 game.
You think there's a chance the Mets and the Braves both make it?
Yes, because they have the tiebreakers. The Mets have the tiebreakers over the Padres and the Diamondbacks, no matter what happens. So if they win 2 out of 3 over the Braves, they have a tiebreaker over everybody. So they just have to get an equal record.
I don't think
to
they're
one
going
of
to win
those
2 out of 3
3
over the
teams.
Braves. I think they're going to lose 2 out of 3.
Why? We
I'm
won
saying,
every game for 9 days.
No, they need to be in a spot. Yeah, but it's the Braves at the end of the season. They were so good.
Do you remember when
2
we
years ago,
lost last time? It was like mid-August.
But when they were 2 years ago, they were better than this, and they went and they blew it in Atlanta. They're going to lose 2 out of 3. That's what I'm saying.
This is
the
the
Mets need to be in a
opposite. That
position
was
where they can lose 2 out of 3.
unexpected. No, this is where we thrive. That was the team that was. We don't want to be the, oh, look, we built a super team, we're supposed to do it. This is the underdog team.
Yeah, I get it.
We're a different team.
But they're still the
this is
Braves.
much
It's still the
different
Mets.
attitude.
The Mets
No,
need
it's
to be
not.
3 games up.
You have to break the curse. The way you break a curse is you go into Atlanta. Forget about 2 out of 3. I'm sick of this. You go sweep them in
Yeah, but
Atlanta.
I don't think they're breaking the curse. That's what I'm saying. I think they're going to lose 2 out of 3 to Atlanta, and I think they need to be 3 games up so that when they lose 2 out of 3, they're still okay. I want to be in a position where we can lose 2 out of 3.
It's going to be almost impossible to get 3 games up on Atlanta. 4
I
games
know,
up on
I
Atlanta
know.
between now and then. I'm sorry.
I have
I'll
a
give
bad
you
feeling.
2 max. You're at 1 game up, 1 game down, 2 max in either
2
direction.
up would be okay. You'd be okay, right? You'd be tied with them.
Bob,
Now,
I want anything but 2 down. No, I'm very
Yeah,
serious right
2
now.
down,
I don't even
yes.
care. I'm at anything but 2 down.
2 down,
I'm
you're
at
in
1
big trouble.
down. I don't care. 1 down. We are a win away from claiming our own destiny.
So
But we have to
Blackburn
win 2 out of 3 in
tomorrow.
Atlanta.
Blackburn tomorrow.
Oh.
Is it tomorrow? Yeah,
Yeah, he's been.
Blackburn
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Which one do you think we're
in
getting out of
Toronto.
him?
Toronto is does not announce their starting
Who-
pitcher
who-
yet.
Yeah, I know, but
Toronto's
they
beatable.
have,
Toronto's 10 games under 500. They're not very good. They should win 2 out of 3.
Isn't
They
that-
win 2 out of 3.
but they've been playing well.
I know,
Like they
I know.
just beat up on the Braves, and they, but they had a little demoralizing win today. Loss today.
Yeah. We can look at it like that.
All right.
Good.
Like
Thanks
that.
to the Braves.
Good twist.
Thanks to the
Good
Braves.
twist.
Now, what
Good
do you
job,
think?
Braves.
Now
Set us
tomorrow,
up.
now tomorrow, you're gonna have to have two TVs because you got that, and then you got the Jets. What, Brett? What do you? Yeah. Are you feeling good about tomorrow? Are you? I think they're gonna lose. I think the Jets lose, but I feel good about the Jets season.
Let me put it this way. I was feeling just so excited about having Rodgers back. I'm so excited to have the season start. I got you look right behind me. Sarah made the Jets thing for me. I got the Jets thing going. I got my jersey.
This is
That's
an official Lawrence Taylor Super Bowl jersey.
yeah.
How much do you think I paid for that thing? $20.
Whew, really?
Sewn on official. You
That's
know what?
nice.
I was walking down. There's like a thrift store down the road, and we were just walking past it one day. And I look up, and Sarah goes, "Oh, look, a Giants jersey." And I go, "Oh, let me see." I walked in there. It was hanging behind the counter. I fully expected like 150, whatever it was. I'm like, "How much for that?" And it was like a Spanish lady. She had no idea. She's like, $20. I'm like, "I'll take it."
Yo, I love that. That happened to me with the Mets one. They gave me like $5 at a garage sale.
And
with
the best
Mets
part, it's not like it's ever been worn.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's what you want.
The tag,
That's great. Yeah.
it's like $300. So
Does it have the little LT crack pocket?
no, it's got a little rattle in there to get the girls, and the candy bus.
That was a wild time. Like getting back to the Jets. When I'm really so excited. I am so excited. I'm always going to be. But I watched this NFL games today, and these defensive linemen are so good, and every quarterback is getting run over and is on the ground. And like you saw with Jordan Love, and one guy's on your leg and the other guy's up top. And I am so nervous right now for Aaron Rodgers. I cannot even tell you.
Nervous.
I am so serious. Like I was watching these guys get rolled over, and just easy stuff. A 400-pound guy just rolling over your leg, not in a bad way. He's getting up. Like that's going to happen so many times tomorrow.
And he hasn't been hit. He hasn't been hit since his last
so
time.
nervous.
He hasn't been hit
I
in a
am
year.
so nervous. I can't even tell you right now.
I think they lose. I think he probably is okay. I think they lose a tight game. I think they maybe cover, right? What are they, 3.5?
B disagrees.
B disagrees. Yeah, she's crying over
B
here.
disagrees.
Well, no, B's upset about
I think
the
you're wrong.
Giants today.
I think you're wrong. I think.
Okay, you want to come say hi, baby? Go.
Hey, B.
There you go.
Hey.
Say hello. She just wants to push
Hi.
the buttons. She just likes to push the buttons. Look, say something.
Hey. Hey. Hey, B. Hey.
So That does it
push
for
him.
us, Ben. I got things to do. All right.
Yeah, I got you.
Keep
Yeah,
her
but no,
away from
but I'll
Lawrence
give you
Taylor.
this.
I got to keep her away from Lawrence Taylor.
I'll give you this. The Jets are actually winning tomorrow, and I know that's not just the Jets thing. I really do think the offense is going to come out. Breece Hall is going to put on a show, which is going to open up the secondary for Aaron Rodgers. Garrett Wilson is going to make a good thing. That defense is a stud. Hassan Reddick, we don't need you. Stay out. Don't care. Let's go Mets. We're heading up to Canada. Got to win a sweep over there. Let's take it. B's ready.
Brett has the Jets losing 38-0.
Done.
Giants terrible
Lock it up.
today. Mets lose. Yeah, U.S. Open, men, U.S. couldn't win it. Sinner won it. He's a cheater. We'll get to that during this week. Well, he's steroids, yeah. So,
rubbed
for
it in
Brett
the cuts.
Grasso,
Rubbed it in the
I'm
cuts.
Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.